Janice B. Gordon is the customer growth expert, host of Scale Your Sales podcast and framework Reimagining Revenue Growth through Customer Excellence and Sales. She's listed in the top 50 global thought leaders and influencers on customer experience from November 2020, and 150 women B2B thought leaders you should follow in 2021, as well as LinkedIn Sales 15 innovating sales influencers to follow in 2021. Janice is a consultant, speaker, trainer, and facilitator, and author of Business Evolution, Creating Growth in a Rapidly Changing World. Welcome to the Sort of Success podcast, Janice. I'm so thrilled to have you with me today.
Oh, it's great to be here.
Oh gosh, I know we're going to have a fun conversation. So why don't we get started by just having you tell our audience a little bit about what you do, and then kind of more importantly, why you do it.
I love being in business. I love the freedom, although it's, you probably work double the hours, but I really love seeing the light bulb come on, whether I'm speaking on stage and the way that I explain something, because I've done so many things in my life, then I can relate to other people's experiences in business. I'm not a consultant that hasn't actually done it. So I love that light bulb coming on. I love when I'm doing mentoring as well. And, the business owners or the managers may be really struggling with something. And if I'm able to say something that's going to lift that burden, where the light bulb comes on and they're really motivated to go and make a difference, then that's the thing that motivates me, when I'm able to relieve the burden, give people the essential knowledge that they need so that they can go on and be the best that they can be.
Yeah, wow. And so what topics do you talk about when you're speaking to groups?
Yeah, so essentially sales is core to every business, but I talk about it from the customer's point of view, because, like lots of people in business, they actually don't like sales. They think it's really icky. And so when you think about serving customers, when you really think about why you started in business, is actually to serve customers. And that's not icky. So that's the perspective that I come from. How can you best serve that, make life better for the people that you want to serve? And sales is the last thing, but actually it's the most fundamental thing to business. So actually, if you focus on the thing you like to do, which is serving people, it's actually, and we're going to talk more about it, it's really understanding who is your unique group of people that actually like you, like your personality, and want to hear from you, want to hear what you do, will love everything about you. That's what you need. So I talk about sales, but really from a customer-centric point of view. And because that's absolutely core to the business, I talk about growing businesses.
Yes. Well, it's a mindset, isn't it, for people? So many people have this like sleazy salesperson mindset that keeps them stuck,
Yeah, it does keep them stuck. But if you just change the perspective of what you're trying to do, then it can really unstick you. And that's what I love to do.
Yeah. Oh, fabulous. I know some people who could use that help right now. How long have you been doing this?
I have always been self-employed. I've had a few contracts, but I don't know if I've ever been employed really. So yeah, literally over 35 years, I've been, creating businesses, running businesses, advising other people about running business for a very long time. I've been through quite a few recessions.
Yes.
And survived.
Awesome. And so I'm sure everybody will notice from your accent that you are not from the United States. So tell us where you're coming from.
Yes, I do fool quite a lot of people, because those that are listening in won't see my background. And I've got St. Paul's in the background. So I'm in London, near central London. So a lot of people think that's Capitol Hill. And I have to remind people that your Capitol Hill is based on our St. Paul's. So yeah, we came first.
We're still fighting that war, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's exciting. I'm happy to have you on with me. You're my first person from another country, so
Oh,
that's a
hey.
milestone. So we were going to talk about social selling today in particular. So when a person is referred to another person, I mean that's the people who hate sales. That's their ideal when someone
Yeah.
tells another person that they should contact you. So what's the first thing that person does that is being referred?
Yeah, in business, that's your absolute ideal, to get referred by a previous customer, and that's really what you want to work on. So I love this area. What you want to do is magnetize your personality. I wrote my book, Business Evolution, Creating Growth in a Rapidly Changing World. Being in business, I realize it doesn't matter how many employees you have and you put them to front the business. What happens is they want to speak to you. They want to speak to the owner, or they want to speak to the key person in charge. So you really need to magnetize your personality, because I know I'm speaking to lots of people that have businesses where they might employ up to, say, about 5 employees. So it's small enough that your personality and character should emulate through the business. So what happens when they're looking up, people search for my business, Scale Your Sales, they find my name first before they find my business.
Yeah.
Use that. People often say, oh, I don't want to be in front of my business. Why not? You're in business. This is your business. Own it. So put your personality into your business. And that means now we're in a virtual world, and a lot of that is digital. So you have to own your digital footprint. You have to make sure that you manage what you put out in the digital world, in social networks, so that it's giving your potential customer a clear idea about your personality and about what you're about, not just your business logo, which is cold. It's about the character of your business. So they think, oh, this is really interesting. I really like, what do they do? I want to find out more. You want to attract people in that they go looking for more information about you. And that's almost like a referral, isn't it?
Yeah.
They already feel that you're part of their team. And so the things that you need to put out there is a lot about your values, your stance in the world, because other people that have a similar values and stance will actually be attracted to you.
Mm-hmm. And so give me an example of how a bland person like me could do this.
Look, you're wearing more color than me. So and I just noticed I'm wearing black. I very rarely wear black. I'm normally full of colors. So Pat, I don't know what happened there. Maybe it's because it's Friday. I don't know. So an example is it can come in different ways. So I give you an example of a message. So there's somebody that I knew that referred me to the managing director of an accountancy firm. Now, accountants aren't known to be, kind of extrovert, colorful people. But obviously she must have gone in to speak to the managing director. And so I'm normally very efficient when I connect with people or someone tells me about, the first thing I do is go on to LinkedIn, read about them and connect with them. Say, Alison said we should connect. As soon as I got on there, I had a connection from this person. So my message to them was, I'm extremely happy to meet you, but I'm actually extremely disappointed that you got in there first. And his message back was something like, well, for the first time, I'm not used to all this social, but for the first time, I'm really proud of myself that I connected first. So actually, when I met them, that was the start of our conversation. Yeah. So I'm a little bit cheeky online because I'm a little bit cheeky in life. Yeah. So even if I've never met the person, I will often send a cheeky message. I will always, the golden rule is read the profile, have a look at what they're posting. Now on a virtual world, I can see flowers in your background, so I could start a conversation about, those tulips or, what's in the picture. when you're online, it's exactly the same. It's a window into people's worlds and their LinkedIn, their business world with a bit of personality. If they've got a bit of personality, what's in their cover picture? Look at those things, observe those things, and make a statement. Let them know that you're interested enough in them to read their profile and to notice something and make a connection with that.
What does cheeky mean?
Cheeky means oh yes, cheeky means being a little bit funny, in a pleasant way, and a little bit risque. So saying things that as if you're more familiar with them than you are.
Okay.
So so it might be a little joke or yeah, so that's the kind of thing. Perhaps being more familiar with people and people I don't know, but because I'm being familiar about something I've noticed on their platform, on their network. So let's say they do cycling and they've got cycling shorts on and whatever, and I'll say, well, they're a bit short or something. I don't know this person, right? But it will make them laugh. If it doesn't make them laugh, this is the thing. If it doesn't make them laugh, you instantly know they're not in your tribe.
Yes.
You instantly know you're never going to sell to them. Isn't that great?
Yes.
I found out before I've even spent a year or 6 months trying to build a relationship with this person that they're never going to like me because they don't like my sense of humor. They've got, so it's good to do these things because then you find out the people that are more like you are more likely to buy from you.
Mm-hmm. So from their LinkedIn profile, so then you connect with them by looking through the profile and trying to find something to send them that's cheeky.
But only be cheeky if you're a cheeky person, if you're a colorful person, if you've got a dry sense of humor. Just be more than bland. Do something, get noticed, but do it within your personality that's natural to you.
Yeah, right. And so then what's the next step?
Yeah. So what you need to do is a lot of people, and I know people that are on LinkedIn, they get this. What happens? In fact, I've had one today that I'll tell you about. Well, what happens is people will connect with you and then sell to you.
Yes, I hate that.
Oh, drives you mad, doesn't it?
Yes.
Today, literally, I got a connection from somebody and they said, yeah, great to connect with you on this platform. And that was at 11:38. Then they sent me a video at 12:18. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is really great. They're sending a video. Not enough people are using video messaging online, and it makes you unique and stand out. So they got a brownie point for that. However, the front of the video said, it said, been a long time. I'm thinking, what do they mean? They've only just connected with me. When I played the video, obviously this was a video to reconnect with people he connected with a while ago. He's trying to warm them up again. So the video was, it's been a long time. I just wanted to tell you more about what we're doing really now, into the sales, right? So didn't even get through to the 1 minute video. I kind of cut it off. So they did some things really well. They sent a video, but they should have sent a video once we have a bit of a relationship. I know that after you've done the cheeky thing a few times, right? Yeah. So you've warmed them up. A video is a little bit more intimate. It does get you noticed, but you don't do that as a first thing because it's a little bit intrusive. But yes, do it as the number 5th or 6th thing, just to keep front of mind so they see you moving rather than a static picture. So yeah, do never connect and then sell. Never, because I will, if you do it to me, people out there, please connect with me. But if you do it, then I'm going to unfollow you. If you get too many of them, then it's not good.
Yes. And I think LinkedIn is trying to put a stop to some of that spamming by limiting the number of connections people can make a week. So hopefully we won't get as many of those, but I hate those as well. And I did get an interesting person that I might have even, been connected to if he did something I was interested in, but he sent a connection request. I accepted it. And then the next thing I got was a video just like you did. But this was a video that was made to me. It said, "Hi, Pat.
Yeah.
And he was like, it was like he made this one video just for me, and he just told me a little bit more about what he did, and then he said, I'd love to hear more about what you do. So he was kind of building the relationship, and what he was doing was HR consulting or something that isn't applicable to what I do, so it wasn't a good fit, but he was a good person to be connected to. I really liked it.
And that brings me on to, you've got to make sure that the messaging that you're doing, the person you're connecting with, all of that work is the right person. So otherwise, what's the point, really? It is a business to business network.
No, I know. I got one the other day that the person said something like, and I'm not going to get this right. This might have been an email connection, but they were like, okay, would you, work with us because we can help eliminate your college debt? I'm like, I've been out of college a little while. Didn't have any debt then because it was so cheap back then. But I was obviously somebody who didn't even look at my profile or learn anything. They were just spamming out a whole bunch of people.
And I know I did a Master the Art of Social Selling masterclass on Tuesday, and I afterwards, one of the participants said he was speaking to his neighbor and saying, oh, I was going all the way through this course thinking, oh no. So he said that to me. I kept saying, oh no, and I'm thinking, oh my God, is that because my course was terrible? Didn't he like it? He said, no, it's because everything you said I was doing, and I was horrified. I was going, oh no, I've got to change that, I've got to do that different and everything. We all of us are going to make mistakes, but you're ruining your brand, you're ruining your reputation if you keep making those mistakes. So you've got to make sure you keep updating your skills and you're staying relevant. So things you used to do 2 years ago, you can't continue to do it this year or in 2 years' time, because etiquette, it all changes.
Yeah, exactly. So now you're connected with the person on LinkedIn. What happens next?
Okay, so you watch before you connect. You've got to engage. You read their profile. You think, oh, is this the right person? Are they potentially a customer? Are they an influencer that you would put you in touch with someone else? Do your research, follow them, read their content, like their content, and comment. Comments are really important. Comments are a conversation. You comment on theirs, they comment on yours. That's a conversation. In all of the analytics, whether it's Google, whether it's LinkedIn, whether it's Facebook, comments, conversation, big brownie points for you and for them on your platform. It means you are socially engaged and they are socially interested. So you're going to get more of that content sent to you, and they're going to get more of your content sent to them because you've had that conversation. So comment. Then anyone that comments on my profile, I notice them. So if you're trying to get in front of a key customer, that's what you do. Get noticed. You haven't yet connected with them. You're just popping up on their radar a few times, intelligent comments, and giving them information. They're loving you even before they're connected with you. Then when you feel you've warmed them up and they've noticed you, they've responded a few times, then connect. They are going to be biting your hand off to connect because they think, this is someone, what part of my fan club, they're really supporting me. I love this person. Isn't that the way you want to start business? Isn't that the great way to start business? What does that cost you? Maybe over a month or so, 10 minutes of your time with a highly targeted person that already likes you and really wants to connect with you. So then you connect. And then because you've learned more about them, you connect with them. Don't send them anything. Don't sell to them. None of that. Continue to engage with them, and then perhaps send an article that you think is going to be relevant. Think of, how can I move this person closer to me, but more aligned to where they're going? How can I help them? I often say, you might be interested in this person in my connection. I'd like you. So I even haven't had a conversation with them, but I'm already connecting to them to someone that's useful. Do you think they love me even more? Of course they do. So then I might say, it would be really great to get on a 15-minute call with you. Don't say, I'd like to get on a call with you because I'd like to know more about your business. How many of us get those connections?
Yes, right.
My mind is thinking, read my profile. I've spent a lot of time putting all the information in my profile. Why on earth would I want to get on a call 15 minutes, which turns into half an hour with you, to tell you more about my profile that's already on my profile? Why would I do that? When you have not invested any time engaging with me at all, I don't know you, why would I do that? So these are mistakes that we make because we think about it from our point of view. We've got a product we want to sell. You've got to think about it from how you like to build a relationship. How would you like it to happen? And that's how you need to do it with other people. So, and it takes a good couple of months to warm people up. But if it's your ideal customer, then they're going to eventually say, you tell me about what you're doing. You've done so much for me. I want to hear from you. I'm interested. Yeah. So you've got to warm them up over a period of time, and they're more likely, if they're not ready to buy from you now, you continue to nurture them over a period of time, but they will probably say 6 months out of the blue saying, look, I'd like to introduce you to X, Y, and Z. That's now a referral. Yeah. Referral is really shortening the sales cycle, right? So you haven't done business with that person, but that person likes you enough, understands what you do enough to refer you to someone else, where it probably only take you 2 months to do the sale.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult.
Yeah. And so I heard a strategy was to, like, once a month go look at their profile also, because it comes up in their view, who's viewed your profile. Do you agree with that?
I do. Look, but I would comment, because that you're reading what they're doing, and it gives so look them up. But you can be a bit of a stalker as well, can't you, if you look them up every month and don't ever connect with them? We don't want that.
Yeah, right. So anything else regarding this? This sounds like an excellent strategy for people to implement.
Yeah, so should we talk a little bit about the your profile in terms of your headline? When they look you up, or they will, you've commented and they're thinking, who is this person? So what they're going to do is look at your profile. So your profile gets more hits, and it has a higher ranking than your website. When you look up your name or anything to do with your business, you're likely to see LinkedIn is 3 in the Google search. Yeah. So you've got to invest a lot of time in making sure that your profile represents you clearly enough and gives the person reading it a perspective on what you will do for them. So that's what they're going to do. They're going to look at your profile. So your profile's got to be customer focused. Okay. So think of who is your unique group of customer and write as if you're talking to them. Okay. So not like everybody is not your customer. So think of a narrow group of customer and design it with that target customer in mind. They don't want to hear about your accolades and your achievements and how wonderful you are and what you're selling. They're only really interested in what you do, what you can do to solve their problem. So write it from that point of view. So the very top headline is a one-liner, and that's what everybody reads. They may not go below that. So that's the thing where you've got to spend most of your time really honing what you want to say. And there's one thing that I did with this group that I was training on Tuesday, and it's I deliver or whatever to XXX, which is who is your unique group of customer. Mm-hmm. So I help XXX, sorry. So I help XXX to, and so you want to say how you help them, what you uniquely do. And the next thing, so that. Yeah. And so that is the result and the outcome. You could put that in a very succinct sentence that tells them, you help me, customer, to do this. that will have this result. That could be your headline. But the other thing I would also do is have something about your personality and your values in there. So it could, I'm an F1 fan. So I used to have F1 fan in there. I've recently taken it off because I'm part of the Sales Expert channel. So I've now put that one there. So, you know, have something that's personal to you. So when people are having a conversation, if you're like a yogi, other yogis, that's the first thing going to say to you. And what kind of yogi style? You've already got a rapport and a conversation going. That's why that personal bit is really important. But if you try that as your headline, it's really clear who's your audience, what you do, what is the result. And it's really simple.
Yeah, that sounds great. And what about the next part that people see, the about part?
Yeah, so in the about part, what they actually see is like the first two lines, and then they've got to click more. So again, you put all of your energy into those first two lines to get them to click more. So it's got to entice them. And, you know, what is curious. So you could put, some people put a outcome, a result, a deliverable, and then they're thinking, you know, how did that happen? So then they're going to click more, really. So what you want to ideally do is entice them down to click more. And then you've got the rest of the information about. It's not really a salesy thing. You have to think, what is the customer interested? So you might identify some of their pain points. These are the 5 things that, you know, I can change for you, dear customer. So think of their pain points rather than thinking of your features and benefits of your product or service.
And what about
also make sure you're contactable as well? There's lots of ones I go on, can't find their email address, and some people are quite uncomfortable. They're thinking they're going to get loads of people spamming them. And, you know, I'm a social influencer. I get a few, but not that many really. And I get more people that contact me for work. So it's worthwhile putting that on there.
Yeah, absolutely. And what about LinkedIn references or reviews? Is that important for people to try to beef those up or not?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I often, so I've just did an engagement on Tuesday. So the people said, oh, I really liked it, and they're connected with me. I always encourage people to connect with me on LinkedIn. So then they'll say something, and then I'll go back, and often they want additional advice related to their particular product or service. I give it to them. I give. That's it. Give. Think, give 3 times before you ask, and you're asking permission to give them information about what you do, right? Give before you ask permission to tell them something about what you do. So give. My ask permission is asking if they mind doing a testimonial. And I said, there's lots of things you've said there. What I then do, even if I'm asking for a reference from a customer, I then cut and paste the words they've used to me. I draft it in a testimonial. I send that back to them, and I say, this is a starting point. If you want to amend, I put obviously some connecting words and things I want them to say, but I ask them, you know, please approve it, amend it, change it. How easy is it for them to just click and, you know, use that as a testimonial? And I've got a testimonial I like, and I've used their words. Anything you ask from a customer, make it easy for them to do it. Draft it for them. You know, if you're asking for them to refer you to someone else, draft it for them, so they just cut and paste and send it on. You then get the words you want to describe what you do that's relevant to that audience, and they don't have to think, scratch their head and think about, what am I going to say? How am I going to do this? You do it for them. So I've got four LinkedIn testimonials out of the presentation. They're not difficult to do, but I started that evening, and by the end of the second day, I had the 4 testimonials. Easy peasy. If you wait a week later, they've moved on. We've all got busy lives. You've got to act on it there and then.
Yes. And do you give them a link then to go right
Yes.
to where they're supposed to go? And that works. That link works.
So in the messaging, I'll have the conversation, give. In the messaging, I'll put my draft of what they've said. And, first of all, I'll ask permission. Would you mind? And they'll say, yes, no problem. Then I will paste in, here is a draft. I will be sending you a link. I'm making it easy because when they get the link, they click on the link, they cut and paste, they put it in and it's gone,
Yeah.
Make it easy.
Excellent. That is fabulous advice. Any last thoughts about tips for LinkedIn?
Make sure you keep your LinkedIn up to date. Make sure your banner is representative of your personality and what you do. Make sure that you've got a clear image of your face facing forward so they can see you with nothing in the background. You might have a color or something, but you haven't got it cut out with your mate's head halfway in and stuff like that. This is your business profile. Remember, so all I'm saying is investing time to make sure it looks as professional and clean as your website. So make sure your branding is consistent across all of your platforms, from all of your digital platforms and networks.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I got to cut this call short and go take care of my LinkedIn profile.
Yeah, before I come and look at it.
Yeah, don't go look. You probably are. So tell me what your vision is for the future for your company.
I used to, before the pandemic, go and 6 weeks in the sun and work. I've written a book out there and digital courses and so forth. And so I suppose my vision, I'm running a training consultancy, speaking is my business. I can do it anywhere. All I need is computer and internet. So, I love travel, absolutely love travel. So the vision for my business is to travel with my business.
Yeah.
So, I go and do a speaking engagement. I work with a group of entrepreneurs and businesses and help them to grow. And I just need my computer and internet and I could travel around the world. I absolutely love meeting people. And so, it's great. We're so lucky. Can you imagine if this pandemic happened 10 years ago?
Yes, right. We wouldn't have been ready electronically.
We wouldn't have been ready. Whereas now I think this has put us into a mindset where we've got a sense of freedom that we can work anywhere, that we can live in different environments, that we don't have to be the 9 to 5 on the treadmills. It's given us that sense of freedom. So, I want to just travel the world supporting and helping businesses and helping them to grow. I absolutely love doing it.
That is fabulous. And what do you do for fun?
I go to the gym when it's open. I've literally been posting pictures of my walks around the park, and the amount of, I've noticed from one day to another how much nature suddenly blooms and changes. It's incredible. And I'm aware of it, but not really. When you look, but you don't really see. Yeah. I've really been noticing all of my environment and things around me. So I'm loving my morning walks, listening to podcasts, doing a little bit of exercise before I come into the office. So yeah, I love training and walking and things like that.
Yeah, excellent. So one thing I always ask everybody who's on with me is, what are 3 traits that you think people need to exhibit in order to soar to success?
I think the first thing is focus, absolute diligent focus on who is your unique group of customers. Remember, I talked about those group of people that really like and love you, but they can only do that if they understand who you are. So don't be afraid to put your personality out there. You don't want the people that don't like you anyway, so that's cool. Yeah, right. So real focus on who you are and who your customers are. And then the next thing is, I would work and live and do everything like you couldn't lose. You really just couldn't lose. And it just makes you that much more diligent. And, things that don't work out, you just brush them off because, you're completely focused on, what you're here to do. And this is around your purpose. what you're here to do. And that feeds into sales being about serving customers. So it doesn't matter if a customer doesn't buy from you, they're not right for you anyway. But you're then moving on to the next one that is right for you, and your service is right for them. It's going to make a difference to their lives. And then I think the last thing is to do what makes you happy. Really, because life is too short, especially in this environment. If it's not making you happy, then there's going to be something else that is. And don't spend years and years waiting for that to come. We haven't got that time anymore. Really, be clear about the things that make you happy and do that, and you're going to do it really well.
Yeah, excellent. Well, thank you so much for being on with me. And what's the best way for people to reach you?
Guess what? LinkedIn. Janice B. Gordon. If you put that in Google, I'm on page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll find me. Everything that I do, Janice B. Gordon.
Okay, excellent. Great. Well, thanks so much. It's really been a delight talking to you. And I think you gave some fabulous information for people to really beef up their LinkedIn profile and the way that they connect with others there. Thanks.
Excellent. I've really loved it. Thank you very much. And I really hope the listeners soar to success.
Excellent. Thank you. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Soar to Success podcast. For more insights into growing your business or improving your quality of life, visit soartosuccessmagazine.com and subscribe to the Soar to Success podcast on iTunes.